Case boarding schools. Boarding myths busted. Are boarding schools only for society's elite? Are they for the children of wealthy families? Or are they for parents looking to outsource their child's upbringing? Well, get ready to take notes as we bust boarding school myths and misconceptions once and for all and reveal the truth behind how Case boarding schools offer more to parents, students, and our entire global community. Myth. Boarding schools are dark, dank, somber institutions worthy of a Charles Dickens novel. Walk into any Case boarding school today, and you'll find a vibrant, highly energized student body housed in first-rate surroundings and engaged in more activities than you can imagine. Quite simply, boarding students work harder and play harder. According to a survey of 2,700 U.S. and Canadian high school students commissioned by the Association of Boarding Schools, or TABS, boarding students spend an average of 17 hours a week on homework, compared to 9 hours for private day students and 8 hours for public school students. Of course, it's not only about academics. Boarders also engage more frequently in sports, the arts, community service, and other co-curricular pursuits. So if your view of a boarding school is Oliver Twist holding up an empty bowl and asking, "More, please," be assured there's plenty of more to be found at today's Case schools, not the least of which is more delicious, nutritious food. Myth. Boarding schools are only for the wealthy. A survey of parents with boarding students found that over 20% were firmly middle class. In other words, they are families with a combined household income of less than $100,000. So how do these parents afford to send their kids to a boarding school? The first simple answer is that virtually all Case boarding schools offer needs-based financial assistance and entrance scholarships. As a matter of fact, over $15 million worth of support is provided to Case families annually. For promising students, these programs ensure a Case boarding school is well within reach. Across the board, what these families have also told us is that they couldn't afford not to send their child to a Case boarding school. The question remains, can you? Myth. Parents send their kids to boarding schools because they don't want them around. The reality is that boarding parents are, in fact, very involved in the lives of their children and are committed to providing them with the best opportunities. They choose a boarding school environment because they know it gives their son or daughter the chance to gain powerful 21st century learning skills, specifically initiative, collaboration, resilience, and independence of thought and action. These are skills best nurtured out from under the wing of even the most caring and well-intentioned parent. Skills that give boarding students an invaluable advantage, not only later at university, but throughout their lives. Let's not also forget that the majority of parents send their children to boarding schools because the children themselves want to go. Our more vocal advocates for Case boarding schools are current boarders who tell or tweet their friends about the great experiences they are having. In today's world of helicopter parents and grown children who can't ever seem to leave mom and dad or mom and dad's home, boarding schools serve as an invaluable social and emotional bridge in a student's developing sense of independence. In fact, our graduates report that they emerge from the boarding school experience much more self-confident and self-assured. In a TABS survey, 87% of boarding students reported that they were very well prepared for the rigors of university life, compared to only 39% of public school students. And you can be certain the first people our graduates thank are mom and dad. So now that we've busted 3 of the most common myths about boarding, what is the underlying truth? That it's today's boarding students who stand the absolute best chance of success in navigating tomorrow's world. There's been much attention in recent years on the need for kids to gain resiliency and what some call grit, especially in the face of ongoing school reforms that favor a one-size-fits-all approach to learning. In Madeline Levine's book, Teach Your Children Well, she argues that what kids need most is an education that will lead them to becoming independent, well-rounded, and successful without compromising their joy and health. Boarding schools appreciate the value of rigorous preparation for university with a healthy dose of fun. In this regard, Case boarding schools have never been more relevant, more beneficial, and more necessary to the education of our children. The academic and life skills learned at our schools offer a unique and invaluable advantage. We are tirelessly committed to the growth of each and every student, and in creating future legacies of bright, capable, open-minded members of our global community. It's why we say, at Case Boarding Schools, students and their families experience more.